You're listening to Cosy English Podcasts.
Your cozy place to speak with ease.
You know that moment when you understand every single word, but then you say the sentence and people look at you for one tiny second too long?
Oh, yes. You say, "Yesterday to the store went I," and the other person understands, but inside, you can feel it. That sentence is wearing its shoes on the wrong feet.
Exactly. The words are all good. So why does the sentence still sound completely wrong?
Because English likes its words to stand in certain places, and once you feel that pattern, it is such a relief.
Welcome to a new episode of Cosy English Podcasts. I'm here with Emily, and today we're talking about the sentence skeleton. Who does what, and where does everything go?
And I'm here with Mike. We'll build sentences from a simple, strong center, then make them sound like everyday English.
Let's start with the word skeleton. A sentence skeleton is the simple shape under the sentence, like the strong frame inside a house.
Right. The words can change, but the frame stays useful. For example, I drink coffee has a clear little frame. I is the person, drink is the action, and coffee gets the action.
We often call that subject, verb, object. The subject is who or what does something. The verb is the action. The object is the person or thing that receives the action.
My sister calls me. Your sister does the calling, so she is the subject. Calls is the verb. And me receives the call, so I am the object there.
I used to think grammar words made this harder, but honestly, they can help if we keep them small. Who does it? What happens? Who or what gets it?
Yes, and not every sentence needs an object. The baby sleeps is complete. The baby does the action, and that is enough.
But if you say, the baby puts, everyone waits. Puts what? Puts where? That verb needs more help.
The poor baby cannot just put and walk away from the sentence. We need something like, the baby puts the toy on the floor.
So the first job is not to put every word in the sentence. It is to find the engine.
Exactly. Start with a person or thing. Give it an action. Then add the thing affected by the action when the verb needs one.
Here is a very everyday example. I made dinner. That feels calm and complete.
And dinner made I feels like a movie from a very old castle. People may understand, but it is not normal modern English.
I can hear a king saying it. Dinner made I. Hungry are you?
Yes. English usually wants the subject before the verb in a normal statement. I made dinner. They watched a movie. Our bus arrived late.
Let's try a longer one. My friend bought a new phone last week. First, who did something?
My friend. Then the action. Bought. Then the thing. A new phone. Last week tells us when, so it can come after that main core.
That word core is useful too. The core means the most important middle part. In my friend bought a new phone last week, the core is my friend bought a new phone.
The extra time information is helpful, but it is not the heart of the sentence. If we remove last week, we still know what happened.
This matters when your sentence gets long. Do not try to hold every word in your head at once. Build the core first, then add the extra pieces.
I like that. It makes speaking feel less like carrying 10 bags at the same time.
Now, there is one English rule that surprises many learners. English usually needs an explicit subject.
An explicit subject means we actually say who or what the sentence is about. We do not leave that person or thing hidden.
For example, in English we say, it's raining. We do not normally just say, raining.
And it is interesting here, because it does not mean a thing you can point to. It is a small word English uses because the sentence wants a subject.
The same thing happens with weather. It's cold. It was windy yesterday. It snowed all night. English wants that little it.
At first, it can feel unnecessary. You may think, well, everyone can see it is raining. But the sentence still wants its first piece.
I understand that feeling. It can seem like one extra word for no reason. Then you hear raining alone, and suddenly it feels like someone opened a door and stopped talking.
Yes, there are short answers, of course. If someone asks, "What's happening outside?" you can say, "It's raining." But the full sentence still has it.
What about is late? That sounds wrong too.
We say, "It is late," or more naturally, "It's late." Again, it fills that subject place.
Let me think. This is one of those rules you do not need to love. You just need to give the sentence its first chair.
That is a lovely way to remember it. In a normal English sentence, somebody or something sits in that first chair.
But then English plays a little trick. Sometimes the sentence begins with there, like, there is a problem.
True. There helps us say that something exists or is present. There is milk in the fridge. There are two people outside.
So, is there the real subject?
In simple speaking, you can think of it as a starter word. The important thing is the pattern. There is, for one thing, and there are, for more than one thing.
I hear people say is a problem when they are worried. And I get it. The feeling comes first.
Yes, especially when you are trying to speak fast. But adding one small word makes it smooth. There's a problem. It sounds clear, not heavy.
There's no coffee is a serious problem.
Now that is not grammar practice. That is an emergency.
And notice the order. There's no coffee in the kitchen. We say the thing first after theirs. Then we can say where it is. Or, in this sad case, where it is not.
Good point. The skeleton gives your listener the main news before the extra details.
Let's add one of the most useful kinds of extra detail. Frequency. How often do you do something?
Words like always, usually, often, sometimes, and never are adverbs of frequency. That long name simply means words that tell us how often something happens.
For example, I usually work from home on Friday. Usually tells us that this happens many Fridays, but maybe not every Friday.
And the place of usually is very important. With most normal verbs, it goes before the verb. I usually work. She often calls. They never eat meat.
Not I work usually?
You may hear that in a special situation, but for a learner, I usually work is the safe, natural choice. Put it before the main action word.
Okay, I'm ready for the annoying part. What happens with be?
It changes places. With be, the frequency word goes after be. I am usually tired after work. He is often late. We are never rude.
So I usually work, but I am usually working. That is because am comes first and usually goes after it.
Exactly. In I am usually working at 6, am is part of the verb group. The frequency word sits after am and before working.
Wait. I usually work at 6 and I am usually working at 6. They are close, but not exactly the same.
Great catch. I usually work at 6 means that 6 is a normal work time for you. I am usually working at 6 means that when it is 6, you are normally in the middle of work.
That is actually clear. One talks about your usual plan. The other shows the action happening around that time.
Yes, do not worry about every tiny difference at first. Just remember the positions, before the normal verb, after be.
Let's test it with a sentence I hear a lot. She always forgets her keys. It has all the right words, but it hurts a little.
It hurts because it has two different verb shapes fighting each other. We can say, she always forgets her keys, or she is always forgetting her keys.
And those mean slightly different things again, right?
Yes. She always forgets her keys is a plain fact about her habit. She is always forgetting her keys can show that the speaker feels annoyed or finds it funny.
Like when your friend is standing outside their own apartment for the third time this month.
Exactly. You might say, you are always forgetting your keys. It is not a cold grammar fact. It has feeling in it.
That is nice, actually. Grammar changes the mood too, not only the order.
It does. But for daily speaking, begin with a simple pattern. I usually take the bus. She often cooks. We never stay up late.
Stay up late means not go to bed early. For example, I stayed up late to watch the game and I was tired at work.
That is a useful phrase because it is so common. And now we can put frequency into it. I rarely stay up late. Rarely means not often.
Now let's talk about place and time. I think this is where many good sentences start to wobble.
I agree. A very useful usual order is place, then time. I met her at work on Monday. First, where did I meet her? At work. Then when? On Monday.
Not, I met her on Monday at work.
That can be okay, especially if on Monday is the part you want to stress. But as a simple, safe pattern, place before time sounds very natural.
So, we had dinner at a small restaurant last night. Place first. At a small restaurant. Time last. Last night.
Yes. Or, they played soccer in the park after school. In the park tells us where. After school tells us when.
I want to say after school is time, but adults may not be at school.
Fair. Then try, we talked in the kitchen after dinner. That sentence feels very adult and maybe a little serious.
It does. I can almost see two people standing by the dishes.
And that image helps. English often gives the action first, then the place, then the time. It lets the listener see the scene grow step by step.
You do not have to be perfect every time. If you say the time before the place, people will usually understand. This is about sounding more natural, not passing a secret test.
Thank you for saying that. Learners can hear one rule and feel they have been doing everything wrong. But this is a guide that makes your good English smoother.
Let's build one slowly. I saw my neighbor at the store yesterday morning. Who did the action?
I. The action is saw. The person you saw is my neighbor. Then the place is at the store. And the time is yesterday morning.
Subject, verb, object, place, time. It is almost like putting things on a small table in order.
Yes, but some sentences do not have every piece. I slept badly last night has subject, verb, an adverb, and time. There is no object, and that is fine.
An adverb can tell us more about an action. Here, badly tells us how I slept.
Exactly. She sings beautifully tells us how she sings. He drove carefully tells us how he drove. These how words often come after the verb or after the object when there is one.
So, she speaks English clearly, not she clearly speaks English?
Both can be possible, but she speaks English clearly is the easier, safer choice when you mean her English is easy to understand.
I like safe choice. It gives listeners something they can use today.
Exactly. You can learn the more special choices later. First, build sentences people hear every day.
Now the skeleton changes when we make a negative. A negative sentence says something does not happen or is not true.
For normal present verbs, we often use do not or does not. I do not drink tea. She does not drive. In speech, we usually say don't and doesn't.
And after doesn't, the verb goes back to its simple form. She doesn't drive, not she doesn't drives.
Right. Does already carries the little ending for she, so drive stays simple. Think of it as one small job already done.
That rule used to make me want to argue. But it is she. Why can't I say drives?
English says, no, the S is busy with does. It sounds silly, but it can help you remember.
He doesn't like early mornings. My phone doesn't work. We don't have enough time. Those all feel very common.
And with be, we do not use do. We say, I'm not ready. She isn't home. They aren't angry.
So the helper depends on the verb. Normal verbs get do or does. Be makes its own negative.
Yes, and past time uses didn't. I didn't see her yesterday. After didn't, again, use the simple verb, see, not saw.
Questions make the same kind of move, don't they?
They do. For a normal present verb, do or does comes to the front. Do you work on Fridays? Does he live nearby?
And the main verb stays simple. Does he live, not does he lives.
Yes, it is the same idea from negatives. Does carries the special he form, so live can relax.
The verb can relax. I wish I could tell my whole brain that during a conversation.
I know, questions can feel fast, but listen for the skeleton. Helper first, then subject, then verb. Do you like coffee?
For past questions, did you call her? Not, did you called her?
Exactly. Did tells us it is past. Then call stays simple. Did they go to the party? Did she finish work late?
And with be, again, no do. Are you tired? Was he at work?
That is one of the nice things about be. It walks to the front by itself. You are tired becomes, are you tired?
Let me think. So a question is not a whole new sentence. It is the same skeleton with one helper moving to the front.
That is a great way to see it. You are not starting from zero. You are just moving one piece.
Time for our repair game. We will give you a word pile. A word pile means the right words are there, but they are in a messy order.
And we will repair it into a natural sentence. Please pause if you want to try before we give the answer.
First pile. Usually is the train late in winter. What do you think?
The natural sentence is, the train is usually late in winter. The subject is the train. Then is. Then usually, because it comes after be.
I feel sorry for that train. But yes, the train is usually late in winter.
Second pile. My brother, dinner, cooks, at home, every night.
My brother cooks dinner at home every night. Subject, verb, object, place, time.
Beautiful. And if we remove at home every night, we still have the strong core. My brother cooks dinner.
Third pile. Not, she, does, coffee, drink.
She does not drink coffee. Or she doesn't drink coffee. Doesn't comes before the simple verb drink.
Fourth pile. You, did, where, meet them.
Where did you meet them? The question word comes first. Then did, then the subject you, then the simple verb meet.
That one is so useful. You can change just one word. When did you meet them? Why did you meet them? How did you meet them? Let's make the game a little harder. On Saturday with my cousin, watched, a funny show.
My first feeling is, I watched a funny show with my cousin on Saturday. The main core comes first. I watched a funny show.
I agree. But what if Saturday is the big news? Maybe someone asks, "What did you do on Saturday?"
Then you can say, on Saturday, I watched a funny show with my cousin. You are right. We can move time to the front when we want to shine a light on it.
Ah, good. So rules are not handcuffs. They are the normal road, and sometimes you take a small side street for a reason.
That is much nicer than saying exception. An exception means a case that does not follow the usual rule. Here, the reason is clear. You want to stress Saturday.
Another one. Always, my keys, lose. I know the answer, but it makes me feel seen.
I always lose my keys. Frequency word before the normal verb, lose. And yes, it sounds like a person searching every bag they own.
That person is me. I am always losing my keys sounds even more dramatic.
It does. It can mean you are annoyed with yourself right now. The grammar carries that little feeling.
Here is a mistake that is very easy to make. Yesterday I went to the supermarket and bought. It stops too soon.
Because bought usually needs an object. Bought what? We need, yesterday I went to the supermarket and bought some fruit.
Or, yesterday I bought some fruit at the supermarket. That one is cleaner if buying fruit is the main news.
Exactly. Choose the action you want to make important. Then build around it.
What if I say, yesterday at the supermarket I bought some fruit? Is that okay?
Yes, it is okay. You are putting time and place at the front to set the scene. But for easy everyday speech, I bought some fruit at the supermarket yesterday is a very comfortable pattern.
I notice we keep coming back to comfortable. That is the real goal. You want your listener to feel where the sentence is going.
Yes, when the order is familiar, your listener spends less energy finding the meaning. They can just listen to your story.
Let's do a tiny real-life scene. I come home and ask, "Did you see my jacket?"
I say, yes, I put it on the chair in the bedroom this morning. Subject, verb, object, place, time.
Then I say, "Why did you put it there?"
And I say, because you always leave it on the floor. Now we have a frequency word before leave.
Then I say, "I don't always leave it on the floor." That is a very important negative for my defense.
Very important. And notice how normal these little patterns are. They are not school sentences. They are the sentences people use when they are tired, busy, or looking for a jacket.
That helps me more than a perfect grammar chart. I can hear the conversation.
Good. When you learn a pattern inside a small scene, it often stays in your mind longer.
Before we finish, let's give the listener one simple way to check a sentence before they say it.
First, ask, who or what is this about? Put that at the start for a normal statement. Then ask, what happens? Add the verb.
If the verb needs a thing or a person, add that next. She sent me a message. We watched the game.
Then add the extra information. Frequency words usually go before a normal verb, but after be. Place often comes before time. We met at the cafe after work.
For negatives and questions, listen for the helper. Do, does, and did do some work, and the main verb stays simple.
Does she work here? She doesn't work here. Did they call? They didn't call. Small moves, but they make the skeleton stand up straight.
And if you get stuck, say the short core first. I met her. Then add, at work. Then add, on Monday.
That is a kind way to speak to yourself. You do not need to create a perfect long sentence in one jump.
So, back to our opening question. Why can a sentence sound wrong when every word is correct?
Because the words may be standing in the wrong places. English has a usual shape, and your listener expects to hear that shape.
Your takeaway is simple. Build the center first. Who does what? Then who or what gets the action? Add the rest after that.
And remember the small helpers. Say the subject. Put usually in its usual place. Put place before time when you need an easy default.
Thank you for spending this time with us and for practicing out loud with us.
Be patient with your sentences. They do not need to be fancy. They just need a strong little skeleton.
Goodbye, and see you next time.
Bye for now.